quarter-time break, brought to you by Carlton Draft.
Well, a 5-goal third quarter has the Hawks up by 3 points, but Duck, Josh Gibson spent all of that break down in the rooms with his shoulder, having a look at it. It's tough to play with shoulders, you know what that's like.
Yeah, it is. Just watched him walk out of the rooms, Richo. He looks a little bit despondent, but one thing we know about players these days, I mean, they're so courageous, and he will get up to play. Players will want to come out. I think he's probably had a little jab, but by the looks of him, he'll play. And he's going to be more important than ever, because as games go on, you know, the big guys, contested marks become important in these tight games. Well, we saw late in that quarter Kurt Tippett take that mark, contested mark, go back and slot the goal. I mean, players don't get shorter as the game goes on, so really important. Buddy stands up in this quarter too, and let's hope he can kick that goal that we all want him to kick. And Sean Burgoyne, 12 touches, and his clearance work really had the Hawks in the game. I said during that quarter, he's the Iceman, isn't he? I mean, he just gets his hands on the ball, and whenever he does, he uses it. He's just silky smooth. Well, I think they call him Silk down at Hawthorn, actually. Great nickname for him. Very good.
Remarkably with Sean Burgoyne, he's only had over 30 disposals 10 times in his career. This year he's averaging 25. It's
2 of the 10 of this year, by the way.
Yeah. Remarkably consistent player, isn't he?
You mentioned the break even before the game from Franklin. 7 shots at goals, more than break even. I know he hasn't kicked the goals, but he's certainly played well to earn the shots. He's had 18 disposals, and he's been a good player, but just not on that final accurate shot.
Final term begins on Friday Night Football. Sydney's biggest lead, 26. They trail by 3. Burgoyne again out of the middle. Sends it high down towards half forward. Roughhead came back with a flight of the footy. Camped in front and working out was Kennedy. Bird could go nowhere. Bruce, quick hands. Burgoyne again. Down towards Gunston. Outmanoeuvred that time by Rampy. Grundy. Now Shaw. Some hesitation. Drives it up towards the wing. It's 2-on-1. McAvoy, almost the one-hander. Not a bad result for Sydney as it turned out. Well done by Jetta. Left McAvoy, applied a strong tackle. And the umpire balls it up. Hard-tongue tackled by Jetta there, who quickly moved from one to the other.
I've liked Jetta's game, 19 disposals.
Interesting there, the interchanges, Bruce. The Swans have a number of players underdone. They're up to 97 at three-quarter time, so 30 a quarter adds up to the 120, so they'll have to monitor that.
To look at Hard-tongue, we know about this run, and Gibson, oh, that'll hurt. And holding the footy. The boys talked about the fact he might have had a jab at three-quarter time. Quick kick from Lloyd. Good mark taken by Franklin. Lee talked about the fact that he's had enough of the ball to have had a huge night. Tippett's in a good spot now. Showing makers. Smith. Tippett. Against Tippett.
It's like they've got Craig Bird shifted over to try and see if they can. Swans can stop Burgoyne getting the ball. He's the one who's taken the game back off them.
So Smith, innovative. Birchall. They gain a few metres, and then Smith just kicks it as far and as high as he can. Franklin interferes with his opponent. He'd given away 4 free kicks in the first half and 1 here.
Man in front. This side, Mark. This side,
Talking
please.
About that lead getting up to 26. That came after Buddy had kicked his 6th straight behind. He's up to 7 now. Here's Duray meantime. He's at left half back. Decides to go. Kicks beyond the wing. It's a high one. Hale opting out of the contest, at least initially. Derrick's dropped the mark. Running the boundary line is Langford. Kicks inside the forward 50. Needing a contest, the Hawks. Bruce did okay. Got it on the ground. Smith did better, but then chanced his arm. In trouble is Jack. Almost coughed it up. Grundy was under pressure. Well played by the Swans. Richards. Little 1-2 there with Rampy. Didn't have the desired result. Now we've got a boundary throw in. Well, the build-up was good under extreme pressure. When the pressure came off, they actually made a mistake.
Hawthorn dangerous here. Got so many smart players, Hawthorn. Derricks, Hale, Kennedy, McVeigh. Back to Rampy. Oh, Rampy's in trouble. Puopolo couldn't get it to Gunston in the boundary throwing.
Just looked a bit shaky on a number of occasions tonight. Ramp, he's often asked to play out of his weight division and height division. He just needs to be a bit cleaner in the clinches.
Derricks. It's so manful tonight. Taps it down in front. McVeigh gets boots the ball hurriedly and it bounces out of bounds. There's been some effort by both these sides. Sydney have played some very good football, and obviously an accurate kicking has plagued them tonight. And Hawthorn losing Mitchell and Lake from last week. Lost Hodge in the selected side tonight before they ran out, and Rioli during the game. And now Gibson is battling on, but not sure he's fully fit either. There he is in the foreground. Schoenmakers. Fitness test coming up for Gibson. He's got the football. Does okay. Well, sort of. Knocked down by Franklin. Goes back to Duray. Stratton. For no one in particular. Jack. Lloyd. Not a particularly good kick. It bounces down to the 50. Parker just sets it up. Jenner drops back to space and takes the mark. So a kick for the lead right here.
He's getting back to his 2012 form. Lewis Cheddar is really working hard. Had a very injury-interrupted season last year, but just starting to accumulate now up to this is 20th disposal.
So Lewis Cheddar, kick is on the way, and I think he's missed. He has. Interesting. He kicked his first AFL goal against Hawthorn, round 15, 2010, and that goal broke a string of 19 points in a row. This season now he's kicked 411.
Yeah, and he'd had those couple of accurate seasons, Dennis, so, and he's 0-3 now from set shots. So they've really been hurt by that poor kicking. That's a lovely kick by Schoenmakers. Langford. Just love Langford's attitude. I mean, he's so industrious for a youngster. Gets the ball very wide. Birchall, such a thinker, Birchall. Big body, beautiful kick. Hartung has made an impression. Good kick off the step, and there is hard. Second season, played 1 year, one game, I should say, last year. And then he loads it up. Not a good kick, that one. And well done, though, by McAvoy. Derricks was in the prime position. And Sydney have got away with the fact that Derricks has had to really do all the ruck in a way tonight, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen Tippett in there. Has he actually done the whole game?
He has, yeah.
Just got a chop out, I think, when the ball was deep into attack. There goes the kick from Roughhead. Speaking of deep into attack, Gunston's the target. Came over the top. Ball falls in front. Carnage on the ground there. Burgoyne with poise. Bounces a hand pass to Smith. Getting a hand in there was Bird. Now an opportunity. Grundy gives it across to a teammate. Smith kicked it out of there. And now a chance for the Swans in midfield. Short one from Jack. Hanbury. Bearing down was Hill. Hanbury drives it long. Then on the move is Franklin. Trying to reach over the top. Gibson nothing doing. So Franklin, a chance to break the drought at a very important time.
Apart from that one in close on the acute angle, they've all been in this tantalising 40 metres range.
Yep.
Certainly kicking distance, no problem, but
I reckon he's seeing the goals
not
about
gimmies.
a metre
Not
apart.
gimmies.
A metre apart at the moment.
He'll do this.
About to find out. Voice of confidence right there. But his kick is on the way and he's got it. Oh, he's found range.
Lee, how's he played tonight?
I know he's played well. He's had 20 possessions. I mean, he's obviously had one goal, 70. I mean, really, he's earned the shots but been inaccurate, so that obviously counts against him. But in terms of just the game, how much he's won the footy, how many shots at goal he's generated, he's been very good.
Wayne, what do you think?
Yeah, 10 marks, 8 shots at goal. Obviously, if he'd kicked a few goals, it's a great game. But more importantly, nailed that one. Could have passed that off, Bruce. He had a guy running inside the goal square. Chose to go back and kick it himself.
Richo, what's your take on Buddy?
I reckon he's had a pretty good game. You know, you put the points aside. The real positive for him tonight has been his marking. He's taken 5 contested marks, and it's a part of his game that's dropped off a little bit in the last 18 months. So that's a real positive for him, getting his marking back a bit.
Jim Parker's been important. His play earlier was brilliant. McVeigh drops it down. Puopolo. So Franklin puts the Swans in front. I mean, that could be a headline tomorrow. Buddy wins the game, eh?
Don't give the headlines away just yet.
Get our headlines away.
We jot that one down, Lee.
They're the numbers. I was thinking about that.
So McGlynn, an ex-Hawk again, gets the ball over the back. Schoenmakers wins that little one. Shows it was a poor kick. And I'm with you, Tom. I reckon Jeddah's back in pretty good nick.
Yeah, he's starting to really run on top of the ground and use the ball well.
Franklin gets rid of one. Bird, still with Bird. McGlynn. Parker holding the ball. Had to release it. Well done, Hawthorn. Hale off a step.
Towards the outer side then. Going to ground was Roughhead. Grundy did well. Test of strength, and he came out on top, and now it's with Bird. He's about 70 metres from goal. And still outside the 50 is Hanbury. What a game he's played. He's up to 35 possessions now. His career high is 42. And still plenty of time. 13 and a half minutes remaining in this one. A thriller on Friday night. Long down towards full forward. Some holding on at the back. And it's going to be a free kick, and it's going Hawthorn's way. There was certainly a lot of contact off that cat. As trying to clear the runway. Franklin was inconvenienced by the defender down there, and that's Schoenmakers, and put him out of the action pretty quickly. On the outer side, reaching for it, unable to take it was Cheney. Little 1-2. Eventually it comes to Bird from Jack. Clever by Jeddah. The look away slap, and I think he's bounced it through for a second. He's got his second goal in the space of 2 minutes. It's taken him all night. Little baby steps at first, and now he's broken into a gallop.
Like playing 2-up. If you keep throwing the corner, eventually you'll get a hand, won't you? And that's. But that was. I mean, that was real improvisation. I mean, he wasn't entitled to kick a goal from that. He was half prone on the ground, being tackled, and he's still been able to get his ball to boot.
Just an unbelievable deft touch from Lewis Jeddah. He's having a hell of a game himself. But just watch it here.
Yeah.
Bit of Mickey O about that.
Yeah, no, brilliant by Jeddah, and what a great goal by Buddy. I mean, suddenly he's become the match winner, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's kicked the 2 goals to put him in front.
He laboured down on the ground from the last contest for a long while, so he had the wind knocked out of him and gave away the free kick to show. It's been the full kick and caboodle from Buddy tonight.
I reckon right now he's saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. Well, Derek's...
No. He's not to know. He's getting tackled straight away.
What he should have said, Ruckman don't take advantage in situations like that.
Don't even think about it. He couldn't have tried to take advantage. It must have been an accident.
Huge effort from Derek tonight. He's really labouring at the moment.
Parker, Tippett worked underneath by Schoenmakers. Couldn't take the mark. McGlynn almost kamikaze-like. Birchall, I think, is trying to get it out. Hawthorn cannot concede one here. Sydney have turned this around.
Led by Buddy Franklin, if you don't mind. Put it all behind him. A minute counted. He's come to the 4. Still plenty of time, though. Doesn't have another twist. Schoenmakers dragged down. Emerging with a jack. Slickly away. Malcheski close to the boundary. Oh, what a shot! Oh, that's a beauty. From deep in the pocket, Malcheski gets his second, and that could be the backbreaker.
Just that forward pressure from Sydney's been really good in this last quarter. It's a great goal from Malcheski, and as Lee said, shades of that grand final. I think it was you, Den, that said Sydney have got it won now in 2012. But can Hawthorn come back? There is plenty of time. Parker's been fantastic. Sloppy handball. Grundy had to search. Smith, well done. Here is Malcheski. 2 second-half goals tonight. Lovely kick. Hanbury's been magnificent. He probably gets, well, he'll Kennedy get the 3 Brownlows if you stopped it right now. I feel like Sydney have probably had, I don't know, 7 of the best 10 players out there. And yet it's been such a contest for much of the night, and Hawthorn have been in front for a fair bit of the second half.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
They need the next goal, the Hawks.
Led by 26 in that second term. And headed early in this quarter. They trailed by 3 at 3/4 time. They've come storming back in. Derricks and Hale. Hale finds it on the ground. Scrambles at about 20 metres along the outer side. Coming up to mid at Grundy. He's been resolute back there too. That was a clever hand pass, although Kennedy couldn't hang on. Eventually it comes to Lewis. Searching kick, and he finds Breest between 2 defenders. That was very precise. Breest has got it. Thought about lobbing it down into the pocket, and then comes back to the middle, and Roughhead is marked right on the numbers. Well, he's been pretty quiet tonight by his lofty standards. Jared Roughead, just the one goal. And this such an important kick now. 89 plays 73. Needs to be straight. Kicked a lot of goals against the Sydney Swans, and he puts through another one. That's his 31st in not too many games. Outstanding. Still life with the Hawks.
I've had 9 goals at this ground in 3 matches. What do you think happens from here, Wayne?
Well, I think it's going to be a very close game, Bruce. You just like your cool players to get their hands on the ball. Kennedy there, but look, it's going to go down to the wire. I honestly think Hawthorn will. I think Hawthorn will come back, kick the next goal, Bruce.
So you, okay, let's see what sort of a Nostradamus you are. Ruffy almost. Gunston gets it out. There you go. The duck, eh? Ruffy gets his 3rd. Well played. How did you know that, Wayne? Had someone written that down for you?
Well, you threw that at me unexpected, Bruce, and I was just watching the play and saw the kick go down there, so I thought it was a fair chance.
Duck, I saw enough of you on Friday night to realise that when the pressure was on, you would do all right. You did better than all right, mate.
Anything's possible. And the centre-mount squad, I mean, they got Lewis in there and they got McAvoy. And Langford got the clearance. Hallahan was in there. I mean, the Hawthorn would rotate the centre square squad even when they got a full group available. But Bird's done a pretty good job on Burgoyne this quarter, so they're going to need some of those less lights to can be really big contributors.
I reckon we're seeing Sam Reid in the centre square for the first time. Tom Dirks is really labouring towards the end of this quarter.
Particularly good bounce. Umpire lets them play. Coming off the line, McGlynn gathers, hooks it inside the 50. Dangerous ball. Schoenmakers slaps it to ground. Cheney back to Schoenmakers. 4 points the difference. Up towards the wing. Taken by Richards on the bounce. Lloyd. Now running the boundary line is Jack. Squeezed Baroom. Goes with the outside of the boot. Stratton surrounded by Swans. Kept his head. And Cheney quite happy to see it go out of bounds. Well, what about Roughead and Franklin? Coming on late in this game after both of them really struggled in the first half for varying reasons. Franklin got the football. Roughead really sighted. Now Roughead has come to the party against his old teammate, and virtually both of them holding sway at either end.
Well done, McGlynn. And Tippett did a pretty good job, actually. Schoenmakers with him in a boundary throw. And yet the Ruffy and Buddy show, Aiden, in a different way tonight. And either ends 4 last quarter goals between them. Franklin seemingly giving Sydney the victory, and then Roughead pulling it back. How does it play out from here? Quick kick from Kennedy. Touch play on. Swans with numbers. McVeigh's kicked the goal. Well done. And Sydney kick away again.
Just keep an eye on McVeigh. Just the left of screen comes in and just turns and goes. That is a great kick.
Instinctive, wasn't it? It's a roller coaster ride for fans of both clubs this final term. Sydney thought they had it won, immediately conceded 2 goals to Roughead. And now they find one of their own. As Hawthorn crept within a goal, Puopolo got it from Lewis, kicks inside the forward 50, diving forward Hale. He wasn't claiming a mark, he was trying to get his arms free. Strong tackle by Simpkin on Laidler. Puopolo, Sockers off the ground, dangerous ball. A tumbling Richards going over the top, Puopolo. And the umpires whistled it up 20 metres out from goal. 10 points the difference.
Coming back this way, fellas. Coming back this way.
Big discrepancy inside 50s. That's field position, but the Swans haven't been able to take advantage of that.
Lewis loves being 3rd man up. Bruce dives after the football, tries to tunnel it back. Puopolo, or rather Hallahan in there, taken down. And the ball slow to release. And the umpire will ball it up.
Thanks, Josh.
Hawks need to expose Tom Derricks here. They've got Hale taking this knock here, and obviously McAvoy still out there, so should have a significant domination in the ruck.
And trying to lay it down, Derricks. How are the interchange going for Sydney? You talked about 97. What are they up to?
Yeah, they're up to 110, Bruce. 10 to go, 8.5 minutes left.
3rd man up, Lewis. McGlynn just couldn't quite get it out. Hale, Puopolo, off Jetta, boundary throw in. So Sydney hanging on, plenty of time though. Hale often does a ruck work in the last quarter, doesn't he? It's sort of what happens.
Haven't had the luxury today because Rioli had to be subbed early, so McAvoy has not been able to be subbed like
Derricks favoured by that throw, knocked it down but straight to Langford. Derricks went on, applied a tackle. Kick went only as far as Grundy. Taken to ground there was Kennedy, bursting out of the pack, McGlynn. And a throw is called about 25 metres out. So Hawthorn getting a free kick. It's going to be Simkin. And the umpire standing directly in front of McGlynn as he came through there. I think he got it right from the perfect vantage point. So Simkin, who came in as a late replacement for Hodge tonight, has already booted 2 goals. Gee, this will be a valuable contribution. Put them right back in the game. Goal umpire goes a fair way and he's missed. Oh, that hurts.
That's ironical, Dennis. I mean, considering what Sydney have butchered the ball in front of goal or not. Was he too careful there? His career high, by the way, is 2 goals, Simkin. So the Swans, they can't play defensively here, can they? I mean, Hawthorn just scored too freely, you feel,
for that.
So down the line, Derricks, McAvoy. Oh, poor handball. Bird did cop a high tackle, but not paid, and a boundary throw-in. He probably was falling down, Bird, when Burgoyne got him.
No, good decision for them to play that one on.
So Adam Good subbed off in the 3rd quarter. Cyril Rioli out of the game with an injury. No Hodge before the game. So no Mitchell, no Hodge for the first time since 2002. Langford held up, ball up.
I mean, that's a great storyline in itself. If the Hawks can get up here without the on-field leadership of Hodge and Mitchell, it says a lot about that next tier down.
Langford, quick kick forward. Malcheski had to search. Rough head. Good spin by Malcheski. Poor kick. Marked by McAvoy. The pressure continues to build. Handball to Suckling, who was on the back foot, but he's such a brilliant kick. Good mark by Simkin again. I say again, well, he got the free kick a moment ago. And no Hodgie, this has been the late replacement, and he's been useful.
Yeah, well, this would be a magnificent victory for Hawthorn if they could get home without Mitchell and Hodge and Lake, and then they use Rioli during the game. I mean, they're already behind at that point, but if they can find a way to win this game, it would be a magnificent achievement.
You feel he'd be a little tight here. Can he kick a career-high 3? He missed an easier shot than this a moment ago. And that one coming back, but not enough. So a couple of certainly gettables.
It's amazing how things even out. Hodgie can't watch it at the moment. There's Malcheski and another good night. Such a valuable player over a long period of time. Outside the 50, Reid very close to the boundary line, takes a very strong mark. Wonderful pair of hands, so secure there. It's an interesting kick, just walking backwards and popping it over the man on the mark. McGlynn, as he always does, has been so wholehearted tonight against his old club. Dunaward's half forward, lurking behind Franklin, pushed the pack out of the way, then it bounced off his chest. Duray's got it after Burgoyne was slung. Parker trying to get it out of there. Hanbury heard a voice, went looking for McVeigh. Clattering in was Jenner, over the football is Cheney, and taking it across the boundary line is Puopolo. Now, that would be a main event at some stadiums. Puopolo and McGlynn, we've got a boundary throw in.
A flyweight contest, eh?
Oh, yes, early on the card, but nevertheless, I'd go early.
It'd be a good one. There is Poppy. Quick kick, Simkin. Poor handball. Lloyd. Hanbury. Laidler. She asked a bit of him there, Hanbury. And that ball in dispute. Not coming out. Not sure which way the umpire calls it. Ball up. So what's left on the clock? We've got 5 minutes, so still plenty of time. And the margin, there's a kick and a bit.
Pairs of players just all over the ground at the moment. This is going to be a war of attrition. The side that just plays harder for longer will win this game.
Lewis so good, the 3rd man up. Puopolo, rather Suckling running hard. McVeigh, he just got it out. Gee, that's a great tackle from Rampy. Oh, gee.
Yeah, just lingered a little bit, says the umpire. So Lewis gets the free. It was a great tackle, though, initially. There goes the kick inside the forward 50. Rough head, attempted the one-hander. At the base of that pack, Grundy off the ground, Smith. Getting back is Malcheski. Oh, there you go. It's a fumbler at heart.
Fumbled it over the line.
Here in muttering, did you ever have one of those days? As he took it back across the line, kicks it immediately. Bird got a fist on it, knocks it outside the 50. Coming hard was Parker. That was brilliant. Rampy gave it across to Hanbury. Hanbury to Reid. Reid a punishing kick inside the forward 50. What can Franklin conjure here? Not very much. Cheney spikes it away from him. Follows the football under pressure. Forced to kick hurriedly. As a result, Kennedy has a play on the ball. Misses his target. Over the football now is Duray. And we've got a whistle and a ball up. Cunningham, the man who was on the lead there but didn't get the ball where he needed it to be.
He's an impressive player, Luke Parker, isn't he?
Oh, he's been fantastic.
Took the gap.
See, Hawthorn dodged a bullet there, and they might be all right. Puopolo, Simpkins been busy. Burgoyne, probably Hawthorn's best all night. Back to Puopolo. Oh, good tackle. Got him. It's a tough call, I reckon, from the umpire, but it was a great tackle. I thought Birchall got the ball away.
Yeah, so did I. I think stiff there, Birchall. Got the correct disposal of the ball.
So Jack goes long. Where's Tippett? Almost there. Bash and crash. Parker, Duray, both have played well. Bird, Duray's in. And a ball up. Swans, you think, need to score a goal from this forward 50. Hawthorn will come again, you know that.
Tossed up, close to their goal. That's Sydney. Tippett didn't really get a strong hand on that one. McAvoy, smothered by Bird, spills wide to Franklin, stripped of the football by McAvoy, who kept coming. Franklin grabs him, coming from the front is Bird, and the umpire, no alternative. 95 plays, 88, under 3.5 minutes now. That tells the story, really. Wasted opportunities for Sydney, particularly early in the game, but they plagued them still inside the third term. Here's Jetta. Gibson's got him. Jetta belatedly tries to hand pass or flails a fist at it. Down towards full forward. Opportunity for Lewis to clear the zone. Or rather, any one of about 3 as it turns out. Cheney walks it across the line. Boundary throw in.
Sydney pressing hard. McAvoy and Tippett. Burgoyne, Kennedy, Hanbury. Yes! What a star! How big was that?
1 goal, 40th possession. It was a pretty decent 40th possession, wasn't it? He's running linked up. He's always running to space. He's just got the flow in the game. Well, that one wasn't a running flow. It was just finding a way to get your ball foot to the boot in the middle of the pack.
Well, Dan Hanbury, rounds 1 to 4, was averaging 18 disposals a game. 5 to 7 brought his average to 31 and topping it off with 4. I mean, he is in a rich vein of form at the moment, which is, Richo touched on it in the start of the game. It has to be a work rate thing. His uncontested possessions 25. Got the crowd involved here. Tough for the Hawks. Never write them off though.
No, hard to see it from here, but you never know. Hale spikes it forward. Hallahan, slung as he kicked, it bounces down towards the front end of the square for the Hawks. Coming through with Smith. Hand passed only as far as Kennedy. And the clock continues to run as they track this ball towards the outer side. Cunningham leads in the race. And he too has a fit of the fumbles and just takes it across the boundary line. So 101 to 88.
I think Tom Tipp brought 13 points. He doesn't want another score for the game, Tom.
I'll be happy with
Otherwise
this.
you would have got it.
Scoreline here.
Yeah.
So Derricks, who has been manful. Lewis worked hard. Hill. Back he goes. Hallahan back to Cheney. Langford, they've got to move it though, Hawthorn. The clock is really their enemy now. No team can score like them, but this is asking so much. Dangerous kick, but that's what they have to do. They have to break the lines. It's in good hands, Hill, but Hill was running laterally. Birchall back to Hill, but they're on the back foot. He gets away from Jetta. Neat kick. Duray's got a good left foot. Long kick, hoping for a roughhead mark. Roughhead outnumbered. Now Chesky's been a good player. Cuts across from the front. Well, Sydney has not beaten Hawthorn since they famously upset them in the grand final in 2012. They've lost 3 straight, including here on this ground late last year in round 23. McVeigh And then they lost at the MCG in the next week. Showenmakers, Cheney, well done.
It wasn't a tight situation. Hill left it behind. Here's a chance for Parker. Parker to Jack, to space. McVeigh runs onto it. Settles. He can run in and kick a goal and seal it. No, he doesn't. He pops it over the top. Jetta deserving of a goal. He's had a fine night. Both of those guys have, as is Parker, all three right there. So important in this victory. Hawthorn had it, lost it at half-back, but they had to try and move it quickly, and they paid the price.
I love the teamwork of Cunningham. He actually was forward of the footy, so he could have actually ran on to receive the handball. He said, "You've got the ball, I'll lay the shepherd." Allowed McVeigh to cruise in to give it to Jenner.
Of all the stats that tell a story tonight, it's been about intent and effort from Sydney. 82 tackles to 52.
Look how tough this draw is for the Swans in the next couple, or all of them actually, with Gold Coast as well. This was so big for them to win tonight, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely a huge game. They go ahead of what that'll take them now to 5-3.
4 consecutive wins. Lee, do you feel like they're really backing at the Swans after tonight?
Oh yeah, they'll improve a lot. A lot of players haven't played much footy got out there tonight, but they will improve in the weeks and months ahead. You would think, if they can keep their team together.
I mean, Hawthorn have done a remarkable job. We've said that all night. I mean, with all their players out. But this has been a really big win for Sydney. A missed kick from Richards. Hallahan. Now Lewis, normally a good kick, but he's misplaced that one. And the Swans mop it up. So much expectation surrounding tonight, and it's lived right up to it, hasn't it? It's had a few twists and curves, this match.
Yep. Rampy out of defence. But nothing not to like about this match, despite the twists and curves. You know, it's going to be a free kick to Hale, but the clock is down to 18 seconds. So Hawthorn, who led at three-quarter time, just couldn't go on with it. Intended for Gunston. Smith mistimes that. Malcheski has been good. Jetta has been terrific. Parker sung his praises too to McVeigh. Fittingly, the Swans will finish up with the footy on the final siren, I'd suggest. Comes out wide on the leaders, Tippett. Tippett's taken the mark on the siren. Broad grins all round, and Sydney take a big scalp. 4 wins on the trot now. They win 15-17, 107 to 13-10, 88 on Friday Night Football. As Kurt Tippett lines up for 5. But he puts it out of bounds on the bounce, but it matters not. When it counted at the start of this game, he stood tall. Couple of early goals. Hawthorn, as we've said, fought back so strongly and so bravely. But in the end, it's the Sydney Swans.
Sydney kicked 6-1 in the last quarter after all their bad kicking earlier tonight, Lee, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Fine. It's amazing how sometimes cleans itself out. They're looking for a heading for a very, very inaccurate night, but yeah, that got them the win finally.
They probably had 5 of the best 6 players out there tonight.
Yeah, I think they did, but still only won by that. Buddy, it's always, he's feeling good now. I mean, it would have been a nerve-wracking week for him. Wayne spoke last week. Tom, you've done it, but Wayne, late in his career, changed clubs, and it's just a really tough, emotional night. So at least he's got the winner's grin.
Played with huge energy. There's no doubt he was up for the game, but got the nerves in front of goals and finished with the 2 goals, 22 disposals.
Do you like that? Didn't you like that with Ruffy a moment ago?
Yeah.
What a terrific night. Down to you, Matthew. What a great night.
Well, Bud, how's that, mate? How are the emotions talking to all your old teammates there?
Yeah, it's something I've never had to do before, but I've got the most respect for Hawthorn. I love all the boys at that footy club, and went through so much at Hawthorn Football Club, and find myself at the Swannies now, and really enjoying my time there. And to come away with a win against a quality side in Hawthorn was an unbelievable experience. And something I'd wanted to get over and done with and not wait to round 16. So put that one away now and move forward. We've got Essendon next Friday, and I'm just looking forward to getting it back out there again.
Well, it went to script for you, buddy. You've had the win, but it must have been a big week for you. Were you nervous? Were you anxious about it, or were you just excited?
I was excited. I really was. I was excited just to get out there. As I said, I just wanted to get it over and done with. I didn't really feel any pressure. I just wanted to get out there and play some good football. And didn't have my kicking boots on tonight, but Tippo pops up and kicks some really important goals, and it was just good having another tall target up there to help me out and tonight, which was good.
Early in the game, it looked like you guys really felt like you had them down back. You were rotating it around, trying to get mismatches, and it's going to be a real strength going forward, that tall forward line. Yeah, definitely. We've got some big weapons up there in Reid, Goodsy and Tippo, and if we can share the load and each will kick our goals, it's going to be hard to match up on us this year, but that's the first time we've all played together, so hopefully there's many more games together. You obviously played in a couple of premierships at Hawthorn. You know what a good side is. How far can this Swans team go this year? You're starting to really hit your straps now. Yeah, we are. I think we're a quality side. We've got some really good depth. We've got some quality senior players. Josh wants me to wrap this one up. I think he wants to get in here and talk about his 3 Brownlow votes. But yeah, we've got some really good players. How big was the gap between the goals tonight when you were lining up, though? Oh, mate, how big? Come on, you're kicking. I know you did. Cheers, mate.
Go on, Richard. Go and talk to Josh Kennedy. But I'm not sure if he'll get the 3. Dan Hanbury will be pretty close, I reckon.
It was interesting footage just before. We saw Hanbury as the key driver of the conversation in the middle of the ground. Yeah. So just get back on the horse, boys. We're playing Friday night against Essendon.
Hey, Richo, just for the record, Josh Kennedy, 20 contested possessions for the 21st time tonight. It's 5 more than any other player's ever been able to do.
Well, Josh, Bruce just talking about your contested possession. It was a tough game in there tonight, but you had a real advantage in there early in the game. You're off to a flyer.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly helps when everyone's playing well. You know, I think we're up in most areas, certainly in the first half anyway, which was good. We just couldn't get the convert on the scoreboard and made for a really tough contest.
What's been the turnaround the last 3 or 4 weeks? Because it was a decisive one. Your form's gone, you know, up in leaps and bounds for that outside ball. But did you have a meeting? Was there the players get together? What was it?
It's hard to sort of put your finger on it because we thought after the Adelaide game that we sort of going in the right direction. Then we had the poor loss to North Melbourne the week after that, and you know, I think it's just making sure that, you know, we're training well. You know, everyone's sort of coming back from injury, and a few guys were carrying a few injuries that are good now. And look, it is hard to put your finger on it, but I think just the weight of numbers, everyone playing well and just kicking into gear.
What's it like when you get the ball in the middle and yourself and Dan had terrific games tonight? You look up forward and you've got those big targets.
Yeah, it is a luxury. Hopefully Buddy can start kicking straight as well and might help a bit. But Tippo was outstanding as well in his first game back, so it is a real luxury for us mids.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks a lot.
Good stuff. I mean, Kennedy named famous at Hawthorn. Isn't it great, Lee, that we've got another big team? I mean, you feel like Sydney's now another big team for this year?
Well, they started the season looking like they were going to be. Then they had a sort of a pretty sloppy start. But, yeah, no, they're one of the half a dozen that's in premiership contention as a contender early in the year. But they're one of the half dozen, that's for sure.
Josh Kennedy, 115 consecutive games tonight. Hasn't missed a game at Sydney since he arrived. He's got the longest streak going at the moment. And the way he plays footy, the fact that he keeps on buttering up.
Well, he's been a place getter in their best and fairest every year he's been at the club. I mean, a remarkable pick-up for him.
We talk about Hawthorn. As I get it right, Lee, we talk about Hawthorn and the brilliant way that they've recruited. But this is one that had to get away, Kennedy, didn't he?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I guess he's just an amazing pick-up for the Swans. He was on the fringe of Hawthorn as a young guy in his first few years, and the Swans have cherry-picked players who, Ted Richard was a good example. He was a similar situation in a way at Essendon, but he's come up here and become, it's like it's the archetypical midfielder, the big, powerful, almost 190 centimetres. I mean, they're kind of almost key position size, but so powerful, but so well balanced at that level.
McVeigh's such a leader, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, huge influence on the club, just an amazing work rate. And you mentioned a first-round draft pick in his career stacks up with the best of them from that draft.
And Hanbury, of course, again tonight taking another step forward. So what about Buddy Franklin? What a big night. And this is right on the siren He said, I wanted to get it over. I didn't want to wait till round 16. It's done and dusted. And look, in the end, he played a really important round.
No, he did his bit. I mean, we spoke about his accuracy, but that aside, he had a really good night.
7 marks inside 50 for him. They're big numbers.
Big.
Well, I reckon they'll do a bit of gusto here, don't you? Fantastic game of football, so much about Buddy in the lead up to the match. And in the end, the Swans get home by 19 points over Hawthorn. Plenty more to come on Friday Night Football.